Russell, how you doing? This is the beginning of our downside tour. We're here. We came to Chicago yesterday, and then today we went to I would call it a bunny petting experience.
A room with rabbits.
Have you heard of this? Okay.
Cuddle Bunny, yeah.
Cuddle Bunny.
Cuddle Bunny.
So you're a patron of Cuddle Bunny? No. Cause can I? Okay. Well, let me tell you about this thing. So Cuddle Bunny, I like animals, like in an appropriate way.
You don't like them that much. I own animals. You don't have any animals, so I like them more than you.
I like animals. I like to visit them for 10 minutes and pet them.
Yeah.
That's the amount. So there's this place. It's called Cuddle Bunny, and I don't know what I envisioned when I signed us both up for this, but I thought it would be like private rooms and like 20 bunnies, and they'd be hopping around.
Why does that have to be private? We need privacy with the rabbits. By the way, also we walk in, it's all children, just children, and then Gianmarco and I.
Well, their parents were there too.
Yes, yeah.
We could have been meeting our child there.
And there's multiple pens with children petting.
So it's just one room and like 3 like what they would put up for like a baby to keep them enclosed.
Yeah.
Each place has one rabbit. That's it.
One or two.
One or two, right?
Yeah.
And
one interesting one, and then one that is like doesn't move and is small.
This one's really big, and this one's a regular bunny.
Yeah.
And they clearly were not into it.
No, they weren't.
The bunnies, yeah.
They're just huddled in the corner of the pen, and Gianmarco.
Okay, listen. The other option is eat them. Okay.
Yeah.
There are bunnies in Chicago who are having it worse than these guys.
Yeah.
Like, listen, imagine if you were stuck, if you had to live here your whole life, but occasionally people came and they gave you food. Okay, not great, sure.
Also, they told us some facts.
Okay, well, yeah, so the first bunny, he was like he looked like he needed a haircut.
Yeah. He didn't look great.
He didn't look, yeah. And he was just in a corner. He didn't move.
He looked cold. He was like
He did not, stop. You're feeling bad for the bunny.
No, listen, I'm just saying that there was only one corner that had sun beaming onto it, and he was like in the corner like this. And Gianmarco said, and we found out things, because it was just kind of standing there. We're like, is it alive? We asked.
Yeah, you could see it breathe.
And she said, oh, they sleep with their eyes open.
So after 10 minutes of petting this bunny, I found out he was asleep the whole time. They have a second eyelid, and they have one version of a light eyelid, and that's how they nap.
Yeah.
But then what's so funny is I think she really wanted us to be enjoying this experience that we clearly were not at all. And she kept over and said, like, oh, he really likes you.
Yeah.
And I was like, really?
No
and she
indication.
said, yeah, when he shivers in a corner like that, that means
he's into this. Yeah. He's into this.
And we're supposed to be 20 minutes in each pen. I think I needed 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they brought us to a second pen.
Yeah.
And they had to kick the little kids out so we could go in there.
And you were, my thing was like, listen, these rabbits don't want to be here. We should just like sit there and look at them. And if they come to us, maybe we can pet them. But I don't think we should be bothering them. You were trying to feed them. You were trying to like poke them to get them.
No.
You were trying to get them to hop.
Poke them.
You were trying to get that one to hop. You were like, oh, and then just kind of like, I was like, this is not what he wants. He's working. He doesn't want to be here.
Exactly. Do your job.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a good life that they have.
Oh, how good.
There's worse for a bunny. That's
I know.
A good
Actually,
life.
she did say that they get 2 days off in a row, and I was like, okay, wow, must be nice. They get 2 days off. They
have more rights than most workers in America.
But also, she said that they can hear 2 miles away, so they're hearing the story right now. And we loved you. If they can hear me. We were very appreciative.
But then we talked to her. She said that first adults do this. We're not weird. That is for she's majoring in animal therapy. She's like getting a doctorate in animal therapy.
Yes.
And I guess this is very helpful for for people and adults.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I can tell they must have return clients because they gave us a punch card. That's what I was looking for. There was a punch card. I cannot imagine ever going back to this place.
No offense to Cuddle Bunny.
I want to see if I have the punch card. Now, did you see any animals as a kid? I did one in school where they passed around an owl, and this was in front of my whole class in 3rd grade. The owl shit all over me. Do you ever have a bad animal?
Well, in school, one time there was a teacher when I was in high school that he was kind of like one of those teachers that always wanted to like drink and smoke with the kids, and like he wanted it too bad, like he wanted to be cool too bad, you know. And things weren't going well for him. Allegedly, he'd gotten kicked out of like a lot of bars in our small town for bad behavior. And so he was like desperate to get the kids' approval. And so one day he came to school, and he found a dead fox on the road. He found a dead fox on the way to school. He put it in his truck, and he said, "Hey, I know what the kids will like." The kids will love if I show up as a shop teacher to my classes and I say, "Hey, kids."
Wait, he was a shop teacher?
Yeah, not like biology, nothing like that. No, he was a shop teacher. And he's like,
Today we're building a coffin for this dead fox.
He's like, "Hey, the kids are gonna love this. If I have a dead fox, they can come and look at." So he has this dead fox that he's just showing to kids. And word gets around the school fast that this teacher has this corpse in his classroom, and the kids are playing with it. Like they're putting their hands on it because, like, it is rare to pet a fox alive or dead.
I would have tried to make it jump.
Yeah.
Come on.
So the authorities get involved. They're like, "Hey, wait, there's kids like manhandling a dead fox in the shop class."
Wait, so like the kids told the school?
Yeah, administrators found out quick. It's getting around. I mean, it's like, it's a small town, not a lot going on, so that's a big news day.
That's the biggest thing that year.
Yeah. So he hears that administrators know that there's that he has the dead fox, panics, and he goes out to the creek behind the school and throws the dead fox into the creek to try and like get rid of the body and like cover this up. And then the administrators go to him and they're like, by the way, the administrators are my dad because he was the high school principal. Who's to say if I told him? No, but no, I hated this teacher. Anyways, so they're like, hey, sir, did you pass around a dead fox to many classes of children today? And he's like, yeah, there was once a dead fox in my classroom. And they're like, well, we have to like test the dead fox for rabies because you've thrown it. And so then he had to lead the authorities to the creek to fish the dead fox out of the creek to test it for rabies. Anyways, that's the end of the story. He doesn't work at the school anymore. But not for that reason.
They found his body in that same creek a couple of years later.
Russell, not the dead fox guy.
I forgot that your dad was the principal.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Why was it a nightmare?
No one likes the principal in high school. Do you know what I mean?
Did you have to tell your friends, like, fuck the principal, and someone was like, isn't that your dad?
No, it was the only time I left that. I was like, I think we should maybe respect authority a little bit.
That's where your hatred of authority came from, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's a reflection. Did you ever get in trouble in school where your dad had to like talk to you? Like,
no.
Yeah?
But I was pretty well behaved. I'm a people pleaser.
Well, sure, your dad was the fucking...
Yeah. I mean, I did when I was younger, like in elementary school, I threw a snowball at a fat girl that was mean to me. But that's the only time I got in trouble with the principal in middle school. It's not important that she was fat. I'm fat, so I can say that. So, but I just, like, she was being annoying and she was fat. And so,
just for the podcast, we always have to add, I have to do editing, and I come in and I go, hey guys, just stepping in real quick. If you've never seen a video of the podcast, Russell is fat as well.
So he can say that.
He can say
that she was being fat and annoying.
What did she say to you? Do you remember?
She was going to tell on me. I was throwing snowballs at cars.
Oh, at cars.
And she was going to tell on me, so I threw a snowball at her. Shut up,
And your dad found out?
No, this is elementary school.
Oh, elementary school.
No.
And that's when your dad, he heard, he was like, I got to become the head of the school. So I
Yes. Yeah.
So what other things in life, when you get frustrated, you take it out on women?
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.